Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to come out and do a follow-up to another letter in the Screwtape Letters book that I have been reading by C.S. Lewis. And I have gotten about halfway through this book and it is just so cool. The stuff that they talk about in here from the devil or the enemy's point of view. It is just amazing. So I am starting at the beginning of the book now, and this is actually letter 1. And I basically could read you every part of this letter because it is so fascinating. Basically, it talks about how the devil gets in your mind to cause confusion so that you don't develop your relationship with the Lord, and you just never take that next step. You always stay kind of lukewarm in the spirit, and this is actually how the devil does it. And so I just wanted to read you some of this. This is at the beginning of the letter, and it says, "You seem to believe that arguing with him," which is them talking about the devil arguing with their subjects or us. "You seem to believe that arguing with him is the best way to keep him from God's influence. This might have been effective a few hundred years ago. Back then, people had a clear sense of what was true or not, and if they believed something, they acted on it. They connected their thoughts with their actions and changed their behavior based on logic. However, with the influence of media and other factors, we've mostly changed that. From a young age, your subject has been exposed to multiple conflicting philosophies. He doesn't see the ideas as right or wrong, but more like academic or practical, outdated or modern, traditional or cutthroat. Buzzwords, not logic, are your best tools to steer him away from the church. Don't waste your time trying to convince him that atheism is the truth. Just make him feel it's bold, modern, or brave. That it's the way of the future. That's what he'll care about." And then going on, it says, basically, it's all about steering the subject away from God with the daily distractions of life. So it says, your job is to keep him focused on the superficial. Make him consider that to be the real life. Don't let him ponder too deeply on what real means. And again, because of the distractions we've set up over the centuries, it's hard for them to believe in anything beyond what's right in front of them. It's just amazing. I could go on, but basically, this is all talking about what has been going on in this world for the last 5 years. And how we've all been fed these distractions, how we've been fed all this propaganda, that it's all a way for us to either not develop our relationship with God, not understand our own spirituality, not question our spirituality. And if you are in your walk with God, it's a way for you to lose hope and to say, throw in the towel basically, and say, you know what, this whole God thing, this whole spiritual thing, faith, this is for the birds. Look what's happening, right? This is not what we need to be doing at this time. This is a time more than ever to walk with God, to develop your relationship with God, and to have faith, because my friends, this is just the beginning. You see all the things happening from, I don't know, famous people being shot, people that are speaking up as whistleblowers being killed mysteriously, Um, the wildfires going on now in California. I mean, the list is endless, right? And we haven't even had a new change in administration in our country yet. So we all need to hold on to our faith that all of this is God's will, that God will protect us, and we just need to have faith, as small as a mustard seed, that we will get through this. And the main thing is, I think really what the media and all of this propaganda is made to do is to make us react, right? There's been many thoughts that they want to, the deep state, the enemy, they want us to engage in war. They want us to riot in the streets, kill each other. I mean, that's a given, right? They've wanted that forever. And we just have to put on our full armor of God and rebuke this stuff. Rebuke this stuff. When I hear about all these things happening in the media, first of all, I really don't listen to the news. I do pay attention to what's going on through other sources. So I do have a very good idea of what's going on, more so than a lot of people. And half the time, I just roll my eyes because it's like, whatever. I'm to a point where I don't believe anything until I see it firsthand. For example, these wildfires that are going on in California. If it's true, I really feel for these. Well, do I really feel for them? I don't know. Because a lot of these fires are happening in the Pacific Palisades, right? Where the Hollywood stars are. The rich, the famous. Of course, I don't want anyone to be hurt and injured. But I wonder if this is some sort of sign for repentance and to get these people to wake up. I do think there are a lot of nefarious things that have happened in California with the wonderful governor that they have there, who I feel is entirely evil, dabbles in something that just makes him, I don't even know what. Like, there are some major nasty people in this world, and he is up at the top of the list. And now the people are coming against him and being like, where's the water? Why don't we have enough water to fight these fires? Why are our homeowners insurance is canceling fire protection? It's all quite ironic, don't you think? I could go on. But the main thing of this letter from Screwtape makes me think of the entire book of Proverbs in the Bible, which I love this book. I just so gravitate toward it, and it's all about wisdom and knowledge. And that is what the Lord wants us to have, is wisdom and knowledge, discernment, knowing when these things are fake, knowing when this propaganda is being pushed out to better an agenda, to keep us sick, whatever. The entire book of Proverbs. I'm going to read you a passage in here. This is from Proverbs 24, 1 through 7. And it says, do not envy the wicked, nor desire to be with them, for their minds devise violence, and their lips talk of mischief. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Wise warriors are mightier than strong ones, and those who have knowledge than those who have strength. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory. Wisdom is too high for fools. In the gate they do not open their mouths. Wow, that is incredible. Like, that just says that you can wage any war, survive any war, any storm with knowledge and having inner strength and not feeding into this propaganda. I will say, it's amazing because I think a lot of things are coming out now about our food, what's in our food. Obviously, the fake news stories that come out, exposure basically. And last year was the year of exposure. This year, I am hoping, is the year of justice, because these things need to be brought to justice for the American people. I was watching a podcast with actually Joe Rogan and Mel Gibson, and they were talking about obviously spirituality, good and evil, that people are starting to realize that there is really good and evil. Like, these people that are running our country right now are true evil. And it's not just not wanting to believe it. It's like these people are evil. There are so many stories that are coming out about our food supply, our water supply, what cures cancer, all of these things that people have known for years, drugs people have taken for years. Actually, Mel Gibson even talks about a friend of his that had cancer and was actually cured by taking one of the, shadow banned drugs that nobody let us know about back 3 years ago during the pandemic. And he claims that these people have been cured. He has done things to cure his own body ailments that we don't even have access to, that have been banned here in the country. So there is definitely a nefarious thing going on where these evil people want us to remain sick. They want us to remain sick. They want to keep us sicker with the drugs they prescribe. And all I can tell you is that if you need to start researching. This is exactly what this letter is about. Start doing your research. The Lord has given you this ability. He's given you this power to research, to read, to think, to analyze. Do the research on these things and you will see that what we've been fed is propaganda. What we've been fed is a lie, basically. And I felt that this is just a perfect letter to let us know that these manipulations on our minds and what we are supposed to believe is nonsense. We have to stand up to this, and we have to do our own research. And I praise God, I thank God that there are people out there that are going before us, that are putting this stuff out, because I would know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I haven't researched food. I haven't, witnessed these things. And thank the Lord that these people are out there putting this stuff out so that we can absorb the information and make our own decisions. Because I'll tell you what, there's only really one decision. Like, I don't know who approves having pesticides sprayed on your crops that impact cognitive ability, developmental issues in children. Like, who would not want that to stop? Who would not want vaccines that have crap in them that lead to autism in children? More so than anything else. Like, that is the one thing that they're saying has increased autism in children over the last 10 years. Like, it's astronomical. Who would not want these things to change? And if you don't, then there is something seriously wrong. There is something seriously wrong with you that you really have to analyze where you're getting your information. You really do. So I just had to come out here and talk a little bit about letter 1 here. And I wish they had a title to them. But again, it's just, this one is about how the devil confuses you, how the devil distracts you with other things so you can't develop your relationship with God. So you're too busy to sit down in a quiet place and pray to him and talk to him, because there's always some other distraction going on. So I hope this information was helpful. Again, this book is just fascinating. I will come back here and just do some other follow-ups to the other letters that I've read. And again, if it's one book in the Bible, pick up Proverbs, and in a Bible that you can understand. I love this one by C.S. Lewis. This is where Screwtape came from. And it's just so easy to understand that it actually makes reading the Bible fun. Like, you learn so much from it. Your eyes are open, because these things that are being talked about are happening in real life. It's crazy. Just like the fires in California. Is this some sort of premonition? Is this some sort of justice that's happening? Is it some sort of end times thing that's happening? I don't know, but I certainly hope these people get right with God real quick, because a lot of Hollywood is against Christianity, is against God, and they have their own gods they worship, which, if you are in the know, you have been able to research that as well. So I hope this information was helpful for you and gave you something to think about. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.